Hi, in this video, I'm going to walk you through lesson logs, one of the key modules I've built for DashDeck. DashDeck is the central hub that all of my apps plug into. Once you've subscribed, any apps you own appear across the top of your DashDeck workspace. Today, we'll focus on lesson logs from the DashDeck home screen. I click on lesson logs. I'm automatically authenticated through DashDeck, so I don't need to log in again, even though Lesson Logs is technically a separate app. It shows as signed in via DashDeck and pulls through all of your DashDeck data, so you never have to duplicate it. The data in this demo are dummy accounts, just to show how everything works. Creating a new lesson plan. Let's start by creating a new lesson plan. I've got a lesson with Leo tomorrow, so I want to plan that out. I open the lesson plan section and create a new plan. I find Leo in my learner list, select him, and choose science as the subject. We can also create lesson plans for small groups of students or whole classes. Next, I add a brief description of what I want to cover. Leo is in year 11, so I'll plan a lesson on radiation, focusing on the differences between alpha, beta, and gamma radiation and how we compare and contrast them. Once that's in, I click Generate Lesson Plan. Lesson Logs now uses AI to build a structured lesson plan for me, based on that short description. You can see the plan here. It's titled for Leo Year 11 Science and includes a breakdown of the topic radiation and the three types, alpha, beta, and gamma. It provides learning objectives such as defining ionizing radiation, distinguishing between the three types, and comparing their penetrating powers and typical uses. The plan also suggests prior knowledge to check. For example, basic atomic structure, protons, neutrons, and electrons. Below that, it lists resources and materials I might need, a presentation on radiation types, printed handouts, and similar items. The lesson plan section then gives a suggested lesson structure and a set of starter questions I can use to begin the lesson, like what happens when an unstable nucleus decays, and how that links to isotopes, to customizing the plan. If I'm happy with the AI-generated plan, I can use it as is. If I want to adapt it, I can switch to custom plan. From there, I copy the generated content into the editable area and make changes. For example, I might change the resources. I don't need a whiteboard and marker because I'm teaching online, and I prefer interactive presentations rather than traditional PowerPoint slides. I simply edit those lines to match how I actually teach. The AI gives you a strong framework, and you customize the details to fit your style, your learner, and the context. When I'm happy with the objectives, activities, assessments, and extension ideas, I click Save. That lesson plan is now stored under Lesson Plans and ready to use lesson reporting. After I've taught the lesson, I can come back into lesson logs to record what happened. Once again, this can be done for individual students, small groups, or classes. I return to lesson plans, find Leo's radiation lesson that I prepared earlier, and open it. From here, I add a lesson report linked directly to that plan. I might note that Leo attended, worked well overall, and where he still needs support, I can adjust the suggested next steps or keep the AI-generated ones. If I have small groups, I can write separate comments for each student. The report form pulls in the learning objectives automatically, so I don't have to retype them. I can then record what we covered, the activities we used, Leo's engagement, any concerns, the next steps for future lessons, all into a single report. There's also a chargeable toggle that links to another module called Session Pay. If I mark the session as chargeable, it's flagged for invoicing to parents, local authorities, or schools later on. Once the report is complete, I click Save. The report is stored and appears in the reports area for that learner. Editing and emailing reports to parents from the report section, I open Leo's report in draft form. If anything doesn't read quite right, I can edit the text before finalizing it. When I'm happy, I click Update Report and then Email to Parents. Lesson Logs automatically pulls in the parent or carer's email address from DashDeck. I confirm and send. Parents receive a clear professional summary of what the lesson covered, how their child engaged, and what the next steps are. The report remains stored in lesson logs for future reference, bringing it all together. So that's lesson logs. It helps you plan your lessons, log what actually happened, and share structured reports with parents all in one place. It also links into attendance and invoicing workflows via Deck, so your admin stays connected to your teaching. I hope you found this walkthrough useful. Thanks for watching. To keep up to date with future apps, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. To find out more, visit Cognito Coding socials or email info@cognitocoding.com. Thanks for watching.